So I had the War of 1812. So right here what I am drawing is a Non-Intercourse Act. This was an act created by Thomas Jefferson in his last 16 days of presidency. So this act was to restrict any access of Great Britain to America. This would refuse any ships, cargo, and trade with America, except if this was allowed by the government. So right here, what I will be drawing in the bottom right is impressment, and this impressment would allow these gangs of recruiters to find anyone on the streets to become part of the Navy, the Royal Navy to be exact. The impressment of Navy American sailors into the Royal Navy was the most important for many Americans. These gangs would be able to take anyone unless if they had a special document to show if they didn't have 2 years of training in the seas, if they were an apprentice or master, or if you were a service to the economy and social structure of the community. So right here I have the two types of currencies that Great Britain and America would use. On the left we have the Great Britain money, and in this war, many of their money had skyrocketed, causing their economy and food to rise and making their money worth less. And right here I have the White House burning down and James Monroe, which was the president at that time, fleeing. This was because of the three-prong attack used in America. So this attack had devastated the states, and the president, James Monroe, stayed in the White House, causing many unprecious items to be lost in the fire. So continuing on with this three-prong attack, this was because the British were able to succeed in the strategies of the Americans. The Americans tried to use this in Montreal, in Canada, but were not able to succeed. Right on the bottom left, we have the Hudson River in New York. The British thought that this would be able to cut off New England. Another important river is Mississippi on the top left. This would disrupt the farmers, traders of the Midwest. And lastly, attacking the Chesapeake Bay. The British hoped to threaten Washington, D.C., but they later found out that this would not work. They originally thought that Washington, D.C. would pressure the U.S. into receding land, concluding in a peace treaty. But, as I said, this did not succeed because many of the American captain, Thomas McDowell, was able to win the naval battle of Lake Champlain. This had destroyed the British fleet, causing them to retreat into Canada.